Hello there and welcome. This is as always Mikhail or Michael speaking, and before I start this video I want to say thank you all who decided to support me financially, be it through Patreon, PayPal or Super Thanks. I really appreciate your generosity, so thank you friends and have a blessed day. Now today's video I will start with the situation around the city of Kharkiv or Kharkov, where recently Russian forces were able to spot and destroy secret Ukrainian military installation which housed Ukrainian soldiers. As you're going to see in the video, it happened here in this area, within this forest. As you can see here on this video, Russians conducted a massive rocket artillery strike on this military installation, which Ukrainians obviously tried to hide within the thick forest, but as you can see, not so successfully. Now, a lot of speculations are already circulating around this whole situation. The numbers of deceased and wounded varies significantly, as well as the versions of what kind of troops it was. Some even speculate that this is an installation for foreign mercenaries currently fighting in Ukraine. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that a certain regiment had lost a portion of its fighting capability and will take a long time to replenish those losses. In a way, this is a very unique footage which I decided to share with you, as usually the military operations that are conducted in this manner are not caught on the camera. From Kharkov Oblast, let's move all the way to Donbass and discuss recent Russian advances within the village of Pervomaiske, which as you can see is generally located on the Avdiivka front line. Recently, Russians launched several massive assaults within this village, which allowed Russians to advance deeper within the village itself and establish new fresh positions at its western outskirts. As I speak, the fighting continues, in which Russians continue to effectively squeeze Ukrainian formations out of the remaining portions of the village. Reports are also coming in of Ukrainians slowly retreating, although in small numbers, in obvious attempt to prepare a withdrawal from this village. And they are currently busy establishing new defensive positions within the village of Annihilated. And it seems that we are going to receive either news of more territorial changes in favor of the Russians within the village itself, or its full capture due to the Ukrainian retreat. Both of those options, in my opinion, are equal in its value and probability. Again, if you agree or disagree or want to add something else, please do so in the comment section, and as you do that, please also consider supporting this video if you liked it so far. A like, comment, and of course a subscription if you haven't subscribed will not only help this channel's growth, but also make me very happy. So thank you for considering it and let's move on. Now, although the loss of Pervomaiske will be extremely painful, on itself it's not that damaging, because Ukrainians still have the village of Annihilated. However, village of Annihilated, as you can see, is twice as small as Pervomaiske, which will potentially greatly hinder Ukrainian defensive capabilities within the village. Russian artillery and rocket strikes, as well as aviation strikes, will have easier time bombarding Ukrainian formations within such a small settlement. And I'm sure soon we will hear a start of another storming operation, this time in attempt to capture village of Annihilated. With its capture, Russians will surely acquire such positions, capturing not only the village itself, but its surrounding areas and farmhouses, which I'm sure Ukrainians will hang on to the very last moment. With those territories in Russian hands, a window of opportunity is opened. Not only Ukrainian formations located in this bridgehead will be in a semi-encirclement, but will find themselves in a fire pocket with no serious fortifications to defend them not only against Russian attacks, but also Russian aviation and artillery. This in turn will trigger further Ukrainian withdrawal from this area, imminent advance, in the obvious attempt to improve general situation on this particular portion of the front line. Now also it is important to remember that with the fall of Pervomaiske and then Annihilated, Russian forces will not only gain ability to attack in the direction of Kharkivka, but also in the direction of Krasnohorivka and of course village of Umanske. Those two villages are the only two villages left within the second line of Ukrainian defense in the Avdiivka front line, which they hastily constructed in attempt to stop Russians from advancing further on. As Berdichi is already nearly captured, with Semenivka being currently actively stormed, it is safe to say that those two villages will not hold out for much longer. And with Russians gaining ability to attack in the direction of Umanske and Krasnohorivka, they will be able to even out the front line, secure their rear by attacking in the direction of Kharkivka, and then launched simultaneous and massive assaults in the direction of a third Ukrainian defensive line, which was also hastily constructed after the fall of Avdiivka. This third line goes through Novobakhmutivka, Novopokrovske, Novosylivka, Persha, and Mezhove. Not going far, let's discuss the situation in Krasnohorivka, or to be more specific, on its very northern flank. As you know, for some time Russians were continuously trying to establish a bridgehead within Krasnohorivka village itself by attacking it mostly from the south, with some attacks of course coming from the east as well, but all of these attacks were seemingly repelled by the Ukrainian forces, perhaps not only with an obvious attempt to increase the buffer zone around village of Nevelske, but also attack to the flank and rear of Ukrainian formations currently fighting in Krasnohorivka. Russian forces launched an offensive here in this area, and as a result of that were able to advance and captured those territories within the last 24 hours. As you can see, those are not massive territorial gains by any means necessary, but it is first steps to surpass the pre-established 2014 frontline and attack in the direction of Krasnohorivka from the north and northeast. Not moving far away from Krasnohorivka, let's discuss situation in Georgievka village, where as a result of recent successful Russian offensive operations, more portions of this village fell into the Russian hands. Here you can see exactly how much territories Russians acquired within the last 24 hours, effectively reaching the center of the village itself. Now here are the territorial changes in favor of the Russians up close, so you can better understand the situation that is currently developing here. And now at the very last, let's discuss situation in the village of Novomykhailivka, where within and outside of the village, Russian forces continued to storm Ukrainian defensive positions, claiming more and more territories nearly every day. As you can see, the center of the village is already in the Russian control and had been for some time, which allowed Russians to push on and penetrate deeper into Ukrainian defensive positions within the village itself. The control of the center also allowed Russians to expand their zone of control around Novomykhailivka itself as well, capturing those territories in the process. As you can see, Russians have not advanced far within Novomykhailivka itself, but did a very important job of securing their left flank or northern flank by capturing these tree lines, this small forest, and positions along this road. With their northern flank now secured, they can focus on capturing the rest of the village, which it seems that they currently are doing, as the battle here is ongoing non-stop, with relative Russian success reported every hour or so. Again, it seems that Ukrainians are not willing to give up on this village just yet, and are actively reinforcing and counterattacking Russians in an attempt to hinder their advance. As you can see so far, those attacks were fruitless. At the time of recording, this is the current situation on this particular portion of the front. On this note, I end this video. Hopefully it was to your liking and was informative enough. If it was, you know what to do. As you know, I'm always grateful for your support. As always, humanity calls me to condemn all violence against human beings. Have a great day, and always remember, Russia will be free and great.